Hello, good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about Kohlberg's theory from the Unit 1 Engineering Ethics. So, what the Kohlberg theory says? Kohlberg theory of moral development is a theory that focuses on how children develop morality and moral reasoning. And this theory suggests that moral development occurs in a series of 6 stages, and that moral logic is primarily focused on seeking and maintaining justice. So, the moral development is a process by which people develop distinction between right and wrong of morality and engage in reasoning between the two, which is called moral reasoning. So, what exactly the moral development? It says through the Kohlberg's Heinz dilemma. As we recently learned this Heinz dilemma, which is a moral question proposed by Kohlberg in his studies on moral development. It is involving a man named Heinz who considers stealing a drug he cannot afford to save his dying wife, prompting discussion on the moral implications and justifications of his potential actions, what he has to do. From our perspectives, we have stated various suggestions and responses, but which is ethically and morally acceptable. So, various responses to this Heinz dilemma is here. It is explained in the 6 stages of understanding. The first, stage 1, obedience. In this stage, Heinz should not steal the medicine because he will consequently be put in prison. Stage 2, self interest. Heinz should steal the medicine because he will be much happier if he saves his wife, even if he will have to serve a prison sentence. In stage 3, conformity. In this situation, Heinz should steal the medicine because his wife expects it. He wanted to be a good husband. And in stage 4, it's a law and order issue. Heinz too should not steal the medicine because the law prohibits stealing, making it illegal. And it's a crime. And stage 5, human rights. Heinz should steal the medicine because everyone has a right to choose life, regardless of the law. Or Heinz should not steal the medicine because the scientist has a right to fair compensation. So, in the sixth stage, which is about universal human ethics, Heinz should steal the medicine because saving a human life is more fundamental value than the property rights of another person. Or he should not steal the medicine because others may need the medicine just as badly and their lives are equally significant. So, in all the 6 stages, the perception of the Heinz dilemma is clearly understood how in various reactions Heinz is behaving. In Kohlberg stages of 6 stages, Lawrence Kohlberg formulated a theory asserting that individuals progress through these only 6 distinct stages of moral reasoning from infancy to the adulthood. So he grouped the stages into 3 broad categories, like as it is mentioned, pre-conventional, conventional, post-conventional, and each level is associated with increasingly complex stages of moral development. And Kohlberg also suggesting that people have through these stages in a fixed order and that more understanding is linked into their cognitive development. So look at these stages from their infancy to the adulthood. So, how the avoiding punishment, self interest, good boy attitude, and law and order, morality, and social contract principle is categorized into these 3 conventional levels. And in Kohlberg's research questions, Lawrence Kohlberg agreed with Piaget's theory of moral development in principle but wanted to develop his ideas further. So, Kohlberg also used Piglet's storytelling technique to tell people stories involving different moral dilemmas, like what the Heinz dilemma, similar to that. In each case, he presented a choice to be considered. For example, between the rights of some authority and the needs of some people, a deserving individual unfairly treated. After presenting people with various moral dilemmas, Kohlberg categorized their responses into different stages of moral reasoning. So, Kohlberg asked a series of questions. Should Heinz have stolen the drug? Would it change anything if Heinz didn't love his wife? What if the person dying was a stranger? Would it make any differences? Should the police arrest the chemist for murder if the woman dies? See, these are the outstanding questions which arises this kind of moral dilemma. So the problems with Kohlberg's methods are the dilemmas are artificial, which means they lack ecological validity. The sample is biased. The dilemmas are hypothetical. They are not real, and it has a poor research design. So these are the problems are identified with the Kohlberg's methods later. Also, the problems with the Kohlberg's theory is also understood are that distinct stages of moral development. Does moral judgment match moral behavior? Is justice the most fundamental moral principle? Or do the people make rational moral decisions? So these questions are to be answered with respect to the moral theory of Kohlberg. And one more example, which is explaining a student who witnesses cheating on an important exam. The student is faced with the dilemma of whether to report the cheating or keep quiet. So here a person at the pre-conventional level of moral development might choose not to report cheating because they fear the consequences or because they believe that everyone cheats. A person at the conventional level might report cheating because they believe it is their duty to uphold the rules and maintain fairness in the academic environment. And in the post-conventional level, a person might weigh the ethical implications of both options and make a decision based on the principles and values, such as honesty, fairness, and integrity, even if it may come with negative consequences. So this example demonstrates how moral development theory can help us understand how individuals reason about ethical dilemma and make decisions based on their moral reasoning. So on a conclusion, stage 6 of Kohlberg's moral development theory, also known as the universal ethical principle stage, last stage, involves moral reasoning based on self-chosen ethical principles that are comprehensive and consistent. Examples, it is including equal human rights, justice for all, non-violence, social contract, and respect for human dignity and worth. So these 5 different outcomes when we are dealing with the moral dilemmas that is being predicted from Kohlberg's moral development theory. Fine, students, we understood Kohlberg's approach, how he is towards the moral development through this Heinz dilemma. Thank you very much. Let us see in the next class.